All right, guys, let's get into this edit. So what I've got here in front of us is 3 clips that I've taken from a recent shoot with a friend of mine, Steve, just up here. He owns a gym down in Cranbourne, and we did a little personal branding session. Now, when I was shooting this video, I knew I wanted to use speed ramps. I wanted to use some smooth transitions to really complement the high intensity, high energy workout that he's using. I highly recommend you do use this when you are shooting fitness videos because I find it extremely good at conveying that intensity and that energy that you sort of want in your fitness videos. Now we've got these 3 clips here. We've got one on him on the rower, one of him doing a burpee, and then one with his kettlebell. Now if you look at it already, after I've turned them up, it does work quite well already with the shots not being speed ramp. This is just normal speed. See, it's pretty fluid already. It's not too bad. But what we'll do is we'll make a copy of these just in case, and we're going to show you how we can use speed ramping in Davinci Resolve. So first things first, guys, we want to bring up our retime controls, which if you're in Davinci Resolve is just right clicking on the clip and pressing it up here, or you can just press Control R. Now, the way we do speed ramping in Davinci Resolve is we're going to find the point where we want to really slow down. For me, looking at this clip, when we're coming back down here, I think I'm going to use the downward momentum of Steve rowing here to really sell the intensity and sell the build up. It could be a good point to put this song. Could be a nice way. This could be a good point in the clip to put the build up of a song and then really release it when he hits that row there. So if we go bang, this is where we want him to start slowing down. What we're going to do is come down and click on this little arrow here, click add speed point, and now what you've done is to split that clip in two as far as Davinci Resolve is concerned. So then when you change the speed down here, you're not going to affect this side of the clip, you're only going to affect this side of the clip. So I'll move these along so we don't play with them too much. And what we can do is we're going to find the point where we want to speed up again, which I reckon will be when Steve's ripping on that rower right there. I'm going to add another speed point, and what we want to do is in the middle here, change that speed to 25%. So already you can see if we go from 100%, we'll play that back again because it's a bit janky. When he's coming back down, it's all nice and slow. What you might notice though is the speed ramp is not very smooth. It's going straight from 100% at the moment straight down to 25%, which is quite a jarring drop in speed like that. Maybe you want that, maybe that's the effect that you're going for, but if you want to smooth that out, what you're going to do is right click, come down to your retime curve, and now we've got this big box here showing you our 2 different speed points. Now if you want to make this a little bit smoother and smooth out that curve so it doesn't go from 100% to 25%, what we're going to do, come down to this little dot here, click on it, we're going to go from this straight line here to the curved one, and now you've got these retime curves. Now the more you pull these out, the smoother that line's going to be, and the closer that you bring them together, the quicker that transition is going to be. I still want energy in it, so I'm going to do a pretty short transition, but what it means is starting from this point, it's going to start moving down to 25%. Now, if we play that back now, you can see it's a lot smoother. It does sort of ease into that speed. Now, when I'm coming back to this side, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to make it a little bit shorter just because I really want to get that feel of him ripping on the rower and making sure that he's putting some high energy into it. And what we're going to find is, bang, it's really going to sell that effect. So you can see when he rips on that rower, really gives the effect of high energy injected into the scene. So now all we got to do is link that into these other ones. So for me, I've just pressed Control R to bring up our retime curve. For me, I have actually hotkeyed our retime curve to Shift Alt R so I can press it up, and I highly recommend you guys do that. So if you guys are looking to add a hotkey to Davinci Resolve at any point, what you're going to do is come up to Davinci Resolve in the top left corner, come down to Keyboard Customization. We're going to go Show All, click on All Commands. For this one, I'm looking for the retime curve. Just type in retime, and you can see I've changed that to Alt-Shift-R. It's just going to increase your workflow, guys, and make it a little bit easier for you to make sure you're really hitting that. Now, when I'm doing this retime curve, as you can see, it's nice and smooth, but it still feels a little bit faster. This previous clip here of him on the rower does feel a little bit faster than the entry of this one. So what I'm actually going to do is come here. I'm picking that point where I want it to slow down. I'm actually going to go to the left of it and change the speed to 150%. Now this should look a little bit smoother in the transition. Yeah, that looks much better. Now here is right about where I want to put that, start it speeding up into the next transition as well. So again, we're going to add that speed point, change the middle speed to 25%. And again, I'm going to create these curves to make it nice and smooth. Beautiful. And we're just going to do this for the last one, guys. I will go through this again to show you how to do it. So bringing up our retime controls, Control R, and I'm going to bring up my retime curve as well. We're going to find the point where you want it to slow down. I'm really liking a slow down on that top swing there. So we're going to add our speed point and go all the way up and then back to around about the same angle there. We're going to add our speed point again. I'm going to take that middle bit, change it to 25%, come down to these speed points. I'm going to smooth them out by clicking on them below and then clicking this smooth button here. And now we can see what we've got. If we play this back, guys, this is with the speed ramping and the speed. And we will have a look at our friends over here to see what the difference is. So here's with the speed ramping in it and smoothed out. Now, for that already looks, for me, way better, way more interesting than that. Now, again, it is a personal choice, guys. I like really slowing down these movements to make it really show off what's happening through here. You add some speed, you add in some sound effects, you add in some music, and you've got a really good piece. So that is it, guys. That is the basics of Davinci Resolve speed ramping. I hope that helped you guys, and I hope it is something that you guys can employ in the future. Cheers.